is mine, all is mine, all is mine. All is mine. You see, we can make a heaven, you know why? We made our hell. Just look around, and can't you tell? Okay, be careful what you think, and be careful how you move, and be careful what you say. You know why? These words are spells. Yeah, they cast the spells. But listen well, listen. You see, we are not the body, and we are not the flesh. It's life and death, and this thing right here is just a test. To reconnect, to hold your breath. Okay, I said, I was born on earth, but I'm not from it. I'm your first stars, and I'm talking boulevard. Oh, no, no. I keep telling you, I'm not from it. You see, I was born on earth, but I'm not from it. I'm your first stars, and I'm talking boulevard. Oh, no, no. I'm your first sky, the sun of most high. The sun of most high, oh, my God. Praise the Lord. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Peace, 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 peace. Peace. I'm Rami Salam Mel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Today is Moorish Koran class. We are doing chapter 34 today. Oh, I should probably share this out 1 second. My fault. We'll get started in one video. You vid. And there it is. All right. Get this out the way as well. Got a dictionary today. Coming out of the New Oxford American Dictionary. I already got some words highlighted. Dissimulation, dissimulate, semblance, derision. There was one more. Sincerity. Wanted to look up sincerity. And we'll look up sincerity before we get started, just so that we can have a good understanding. And this is the thing. This class we go chapter by chapter, reading through the chapter, looking up words that we may not have a clear understanding about, or words that we don't know, give us a better understanding. That will back through the chapter with the definition in mind, so that we can better understand the chapter and better understand this guidance. And beyond just the Moorish Koran, anytime you're studying, it's very important to have a dictionary, multiple dictionaries if you can. I actually got a few over there, but it ain't that important right now. But to have a dictionary on hand so that you can research and look up what these words mean, because oftentimes we'll use words and we'll not really understand what the words are saying. And so it just helps with the understanding. So real quick, looking up sincerity. Because a lot of times you may know, like, yeah, I know what sincere means. But then if you say, all right, we'll define it, it'd be like, being sincere, But let's be a little bit more scientific, with more science, you feel me? Sincere. Free from pretense or deceit, proceeding from genuine feelings. Of a person saying what they genuinely feel or believe, not dishonest or hypocritical. And then the origin and the etymology, we have not falsified, unadulterated, from Latin sincerus, clean and pure. All right, so that gives us just a quick understanding And then let's get into the chapter real quick. It's an important chapter. Sincerity. This is chapter 34. O thou who art enamored with the beauty of truth, and hast fixed thy eye on the simplicity of her charms, hold fast thy fidelity unto her, and forsake her not. The constancy of thy virtue shall crown thee with honor. The tongue of the sincere is rooted in heart. Hypocrisy and deceit have no place in his words. Definition, right? Not hypocritical, no deceit. He blusheth at falsehood and is founded, but in speaking the truth he hath a steady eye. He supporteth as a man the dignity of his character. To the arts of hypocrisy he scorned to stoop. He is consistent with himself, he is never embarrassed. He hath courage enough for truth, but to lie he is afraid. He is far above the meanness of dissimulation. That's that word I was saying about. The words of his mouth are the thoughts of his heart. Yet with prudence and caution he opened his lips. He studied what is right and speaketh with discretion. He adviseth with friendship, he reproveth with freedom, and whatsoever he promise, he shall be performed. But the heart of the hypocrite is hid in his breast. Remember, breast is the seat of the core of your emotions, the center of your emotions. The heart of the hypocrite is hid in his breast. He maketh his words in the semblance. Did I say that? Semblance, yeah. Semblance of truth. While the business of his life is only to deceive. He laugheth in sorrow, he weepeth in joy. And the words of his mouth have no interpretation. He worketh in the dark as a mole, and fancieth he is safe. But he blundereth unto light, and is betrayed and exposed with dirt on his head. He passeth his days in perpetual constraint. His tongue and heart are forever at variance. He laboreth for the character of a righteous man, and huggeth himself in the thoughts of his cunning. O fool, fool, I called him a fool twice. The pains which thou takest to hide what thou are more than would make thee what thou wouldst seen. And the children of wisdom shall mock at thy cunning, when in the midst of security thy disguise is stripped off, and the finger of derision shall point thee to scorn. Whew. We got some things here that I wanted to discuss and go back over real quick. Let's go down the line. The simulation, and then we'll revisit the line. Because when I read this, getting prepared, I was like, what does that mean? Distinction, distill, disseminate, dissident, dissimilar, dissimulate. Dissimulate and dissimulate. Okay. Close words, but not the same. Dissimulate is to conceal or disguise one's thoughts, feelings, or character. To conceal or disguise one's thoughts, feelings, or character. So going back to the text in line number 6. He is far above the meanness of dissimulation. The words of his mouth are the thoughts of his heart. And dissimulate means to conceal or disguise one's thoughts, feelings, or character. So he is far above the meanness of disguising his thoughts, feelings, and character. The words of his mouth are the thoughts of his heart. You say what you mean and you mean what you say. Oh my goodness. Come on, man. Simple jewel right there for you, but it's really profound. You know, deceitful people, people that got no problem lying, and that's where I like the line, line 10. The words of his mouth have no interpretation. You know, when you have someone that's not sincere, you can never really know what they mean. What are they really talking about? Because they always saying one thing, but they really mean something else. Got to be careful with them kind of folks. We'll go to semblance. Semblance of truth. S-E... Oh, and dissimulation, just so you know how to spell it, is Dissimulation. And semblance is Semblance. Semblance. And that's actually a word in a very important definition in law. We'll get to that in a second. Semblance. Semantics. S-E-M. Semblance. Semblance. The outward appearance or apparent form of something, especially when the reality is different. She tried to force her thoughts back into some semblance of order. Gotcha. The outward appearance or apparent form of something, especially when the reality is different. But the part of the hypocrite is hid in his breast. He maketh his words in the semblance of truth, while the business of his life is only to deceive. So the heart of the hypocrite, they make their words seem like the truth. On the outside, on the appearance, the outward form, it seems like the truth. But on the inside, the true aspect of it, oh man, the business of his life is only to deceive. Powerful semblance. And actually, let me get the law dictionary real quick since we're doing a study. Real quick. It's a little bit off topic because we normally just stick to the Quran, but that word semblance kept jumping out at me. I said, wait a minute. Yes, color of law. Well, we'll just put color. Color, and this is coming from Black's Law Dictionary. This is the 4th edition here. And so the definition for color in the Black's Law Dictionary is an appearance and a semblance or a simulacrum as distinguished from that which is real, a prima facie or apparent right, hence a deceptive appearance, a plausible, assumed exterior, concealing a lack of reality, a disguise or pretext. That is the definition of color in the Law Dictionary. A semblance, an appearance as distinguished from that which is real. A deceptive appearance, a plausible, assumed exterior. So when you say you are a person of color, on the outside, it may appear as though, when you say you're a black man, it may appear as though. When you say you're a brown woman, it may appear as though. But the actual reality is distinguished from what is real. So I don't want to get too deep into that, but just know, semblance, very important word. Back to the chapter, sincerity. Derision. last one here. There we go. Derisive derision. Derision is that last line. So derision is a contemptuous ridicule. Sorry, that word is tough for me. Contemptuous ridicule or mockery. Regard with mockery, to scoff at. Okay. So derision is contemptuous ridicule or mockery. So going back to the line again. The pains, and this line is kind of tricky. The pains which thou takest to hide what thou are more than what would make thee what thou seemeth. That's what it seems. Excuse me. That sentence is tough. The children of wisdom shall mock at thy cunning, when in the midst of security, thy disguise is stripped off, and the finger of derision. So the finger of contemptuous ridicule and mockery shall point thee to scorn. Got you. The children of wisdom shall mock at thy cunning, the cunning of the hypocrite, the cunning of the insincere person. The children of wisdom shall mock at thy cunning when in the midst of security. Okay, and so when the hypocrite, when the liar is exposed, and they're in the midst of the security, the disguise is stripped off. So then you really see who they are. And the finger of derision, the finger of ridicule and mockery shall point thee to scorn. Got you. Basically, what it seems to me, summing it up, the wise is going to see who you are and point you out. It'll be children of wisdom. And they'll point you out like, man, you a hypocrite. You full of it. Gotta be careful now. Gotta be careful. Why I say it's better to be sincere. Better to be truthful. And at the beginning it says, hold fast thy fidelity unto her being truth. So be faithful to truth. Forsake her not. Don't abandon the truth. Don't abandon. Stand with the truth. The constancy of thy virtue shall crown thee with honor. And so when you're consistently standing on the truth, that virtue will crown thee. That's how you get honor. Another line that I wanted to highlight. That was the last one I wanted to do. And this is talking about the heart of the hypocrite. He passeth his days in perpetual constraint. His tongue and heart are forever at variance. I want to just double check on variance. His heart and his tongue are forever at variance. So variance means the fact or quality of being different, divergent, or inconsistent, the state or fact of disagreeing or quarreling. They were at variance with all their previous allies. Got it. So they'll be forever at odds. They're forever quarreling. The heart of the hypocrite's heart and the tongue will forever be not matching up. You don't want to be like that, man. You don't want to be stuck in that perpetual constraint. Did I highlight everything I wanted to highlight? Oh, last thing. He laugheth in sorrow, he weepeth in joy. Yeah, he laugheth in sorrow and weepeth in joy. This is the heart of the hypocrite. That one really struck to me, man. That one really stuck to me, rather. He laugheth in sorrow and weepeth in joy. Because he's dishonest. His heart and his words is not matching up. So even when he like, Man, yeah, I'm feeling, I'm great, man. On the inside, he tearing apart. Mm, mm, mm. That's a tough one, man. He weepeth in joy. Mm. He weep. So in sorrow, he trying to laugh it off. And when it's a really joyous occasion, he crying. Mm, or weeping. Actually, while we here, let me just look up weep. I thought weep was crying, but just a check. Shedding tears. Okay, yeah. Just making sure. Just making sure. All right, that was chapter 34. Next week is chapter 35, religion. Oh my goodness. Next week is a chapter, boy. Next week is a chapter for us. I can't wait to get to that chapter. Oh, snap. Peace, peace, peace. It's one's perception, personal perception of truth, but not necessarily truth is colored or distorted. When you fail to see yourself, others discover you most plainly. I dig that. I think that's it, really. In terms of the chapter, I mean, really, it's letting us know, it's one of our 5 principles, but to be truthful, to be honest, to be sincere, to be genuine with your words, to mean what you say, and Moors, we need to do a better job at doing this. We got to stand on these principles, stand on these teachings. Don't be hypocritical with your words. You know what I mean? The words of his mouth are the thoughts of his heart. Yet, that was okay. Yet, so speak from the heart. Be real, be honest, be genuine. Yet, with prudence and caution, he opened his lips. He studied what is right and speaketh with discretion. So it's saying, be honest. Speak the real, speak the truth. But, be thoughtful with your words. You know what I mean? Be, speaketh with discretion. Don't just say whatever and just be blah, blah, blah. Just, yeah, it may be the truth, but there's a way that you can get the truth. You know what I mean? Study what is right. Man, this is a deep chapter. This is a deep chapter. Let me highlight that again. Speak from the heart. It's telling us speak from the heart. Be real. Be true. But be considerate. Speak with discretion. Don't just be reckless with your tongue. And that gets to, we'll close it out real quick with a lesson from Drew Ali. If I can find it. And that comes, we bring that to this lesson from Noble Drew Ali called Tongues. And it says, one of the most difficult things in this world to get control of is the human tongue. Kipling never wrote anything more truer than when he wrote, man may hold most any post if only he'll hold his tongue. Before you set your tongue to action, get it under control. A single tongue can do more harm in the world than a battalion of soldiers. For soldiers can kill but bodies, while a tongue can kill reputations and characters. A single tongue can do more harm than a battalion of soldiers. The soldiers can kill bodies. The tongue can kill the reputations and the characters of people. Really, it is too bad that we have no laws to curb tongues from lying and scandalizing. No doubt you have all read the story of Lago, a character in one of Shakespeare's plays, where he powerfully pictured in the character of Lago the terrible consequences following the path of an evil tongue. Lago not only destroyed the reputation and pure character of Desdemona, but he finally, through Othello, killed her body. That's why I say compel your tongue to speak helpful messages, or else keep it still. Make it a rule of your life to use your tongue for high purposes only. Resolve to speak of man or woman in no other way unless you speak of good qualities of that man or woman. No one ever gained happiness out of injuring the feelings or character of someone else, and no one failed to get happiness by speaking well of other people. Learn as if you were to live forever, and live as if you were to die tomorrow. Boy, that's some wisdom right there. What am I quoting? I'm going to drop the link in here. It's Moorish literature. This excerpt is entitled Tongues. If you just go to that link and search, it's number 23. It's one of the writings from Noble Drew Ali that isn't in the Quran or the 101s or the Quran questions for Moorish Americans, but very important, information and wisdom in general. Just highlight that one line again. Make it a rule of your life to use your tongue for high purposes only. Resolve to speak of man or woman in no other way unless you speak of good qualities of that man or woman. No one ever gained happiness out of injuring the feelings or characters of someone else. No one gains happiness out of injuring the feelings or characters of someone else. And no one failed to get happiness by speaking well of other people. So you're not going to gain no happiness, no true happiness, by damaging the character and the reputation of other people with your tongue. And you can't stop no happiness from coming to you by speaking well of each other or of other people. So be kind with your words. Be thoughtful with your words. Be true. Be honest. Be genuine. Be sincere. But speak with discretion. What did it say? Last thing we go, but then I'm out of here. It said, with prudence and caution, he opened his lips. Study what is right. That's all, man. Yeah. So that was chapter 34 of the Quran from Noble Drew Ali, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Divinely Prepared. If you haven't already, please study this Quran. And Noble Drew Ali is a universal prophet. If you didn't know, a universal prophet, he came for everybody. He just came specifically for the so-called black man and woman, so-called African-American people, so-called Negroes, because we needed him the most. That's all. We just was the lowest. we was down bad. But he brought the information for us, got us right, left the guide, left the way for us. We just gotta follow. You know what I mean? And it starts though. You got to know it starts with love. Gotta have the love in it. Oh man. As we close it out, Arthur McDonald, peace, man. Where can I get a nationality card? Well, good brother, that's a beautiful question. Being sincere, we talk about sincerity, right? The sincere answer. I don't know. At this current time, I do not know where I can point you to say this is where you get the official, the legitimate, lawful nationality card for Moorish Americans. I would say, I am saying, the people that can answer that question would be the Moorish Americans that sit on the Supreme Grand Council. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go again. He done it again. He done brought up, we thought we got away from it. No, we didn't. That Supreme Grand Council, I keep saying it over and over again. That is where we would get the answer to questions like, where can I get my nationality card? If you don't know what the Supreme Grand Council is, Arthur McDonald, excuse me, um, man, please, rather than me tell you, just I guess a bunch of video. Matter of fact, I do that. I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna drop this one link in there for you. 1 second, player. 1 second. Bear with me. Bear with me. We got something coming to you. If I could just find the link now. If I could just find the link. There you go. I'm gonna drop this link to this playlist that I made. Boom. So rather than me try to explain to you and just you believe what I'm saying about the Supreme Grand Council, click that YouTube link. It's a playlist to all the Supreme Grand Council stuff. Look into all of the videos, study the information. But summarizing, those are the people that would be best able to answer that question. The Moorish Americans that are active and sitting on the Supreme Grand Council. Currently, we don't have an active Supreme Grand Council, which is why it's confusion on where to get the nationality card. Where do you submit documents? Again, G. Supreme Grand Council. You know, I could say, oh yeah, you just submitted to the temple. Unfortunately, the administrative aspect of our temple, the Moorish Science Temple of America, that is, the administrative aspect of our temple, the side is dealing with the national side, not the divine side or the religious aspect or the spiritual aspect, but the divine, the national, the lawful side, the side pertaining to documents and proclaiming our nationality, how we operate in this real physical world. That side of our temple, it's not operating the way it's supposed to be. And until we get the Supreme Grand Council fixed, we in a tight situation. Unfortunately, we in a messed up situation. I mean, the county recorder, you know, file it in the paper, public record, the county offices, the county recorder, Supreme Court, you know, international courts, all of those things have some legitimacy to them. But to give you the sincere answer on what is the correct way to do it, we got to get the Supreme Grand Council in order and get that clear so that we're all on the same page. And until then, you know, I could tell you, oh yeah, you could just send it here. But the reality is that we are all just spinning our wheels because we're not on one accord. And most importantly, we're not following the directions and the guidance and the laws that Noble Drew Ali laid down. I think that's what people sometimes mistake it or misunderstand, is that Noble Drew Ali was just saying some things. And it's just like, oh yeah, if you want to follow that, Yeah, you can, but otherwise, just do your own thing. And don't really work that way. You know what I mean? He's a universal prophet. Cain specifically set things up because we was down bad. And until we follow those directions and to follow that guidance and to follow those laws, um, we'll be stagnant. Now I get you. I get you. And just email me real quick, Arthur, at iamhhtemple@gmail.com, or anybody else for that matter if you want to ask more questions. iamhhtemple@gmail.com. That's all one word. Um, Jonathan Scott Bay, what did the Prophet Noble Drew Ali say about getting a nationality card? Noble Drew Ali said many things. One of the most important things he said, that Supreme Grand Council says you can go to the temple and get your nationality card. Okay. Which temple do you go to? Is that a lawful temple? Is that an official temple? Who are they reporting this to? Is there anyone recording these documents? Are they filing it with the state and with the United States of America? Is this proper and legal so we can travel internationally? Who's done this? Is it recognized? What's the steps? Where's the form? Who's in charge? All of these kind of questions come up when we get to the real deal, the actual, the nitty gritty of proclaiming our nationality. And many Moors have not been sincere in speaking about it. You know, whether it's, them being deceitful for their own personal gains or embarrassment because we're not on point and we're not doing what we're supposed to do. And it's embarrassing to say, we don't have our stuff together. I know we say we're a real nation, but we're not really doing things the way we're supposed to. But that's the reality. And that's why I'm not saying, oh yeah, you just go to the temple. I mean, yeah, I could say that, but am I being sincere in that? This whole class is about being sincere. I do. I do. I have a few different things. It's right here. Funny you should ask. Look, I made this. Moorish Oakland Star News Media ID. I have an ID from the Universal Zulu Nation. Right to travel. I got I have the one ID I got from the temple. It's not in this little thing, but yeah, it's over there. I don't feel like getting up, but I have these IDs, but still lacking. It's still some things, still questions for myself that was not answered, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, it could feel good, to have this ID and show people like, yeah, this is my nationality card. Yeah, okay, yeah. But in actuality, are we operating as a nation? Are we? Is it set up and established to run like a true nation? Honestly, no. Because it's no proper order to this. Currently, we're not following our people, Moorish Americans. We have too many of us doing it whatever best way we can, whatever way such and such told us, and not instead of listening to Noble Drew Ali, which is causing all the confusion. You know what I mean? Which is why bringing it back and closing it out. the Supreme Grand Council, you know, until we get that straight. And again, don't just believe me. I encourage you to watch other Moorish Americans that you see teaching, other Grand Sheiks you see teaching, um, divine ministers, or whatever title they have, whoever they may be, and ask them about the Supreme Grand Council. And just see their response. See how they respond to your question. Are their words sincere? Are they speaking the truth or a semblance of the truth? Ooh, talk about a vocab word. You know, the truth is, many of the people you'll discover are being a bit hypocritical, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. We got to get right. So yeah, sincerely closing out the nationality card, proclaiming your nationality, right to travel, owning property, businesses. What else am I thinking about? Businesses, travel, documentation, legal situations. Any questions like that as it pertains to Moorish Americans, you should be asking, can we direct these to the Supreme Grand Council to get this addressed nationally, across the entire nation, so it's not just one person here, one person there, one person here. That's not how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to be something established for our nation that everyone follows. Okay, this is the process. So it don't matter if you in Kansas or you're in Connecticut or you're in Oregon, you're in Texas, you're in Mississippi, Alabama, California territory. The process for getting your nationality card is the same. Just the same way as if you want to become a U.S. citizen, whether you're from Algeria, whether you're from Cameroon, whether you're from Turkey or Poland or France. If you want to become a citizen of the United States, there's a form. There's a citizenship form that everybody feels is not no, oh, well, you can just do it that way. Just send the form in to the people at, just send it over there. They got you. Man, you can do it yourself. Just put it online on Facebook. Say, I'm going to be a U.S. citizen, and you'll be good. It don't work like that, family. And it's not supposed to work like that for us. So we got to get right. And closing up, how do we get a Supreme Grand Council? Great question. I'm not going to tell you the answer because man knows nothing by being told. But if you visit the link, I'm telling you, it's broken down several times over 4 or 5 years I've been talking about this issue. But look into it for yourself. Noble Drew Ali laid out the process. It's a lawful situation. Man, just check it out. And if you have more questions, email me, and I'll definitely fill you in. But the reason I'm doing this, just so you know, anybody watching this, the reason why I'm trying not to just tell you is because too many of us would just hear, what Taj Tariq Bey said or what such and such said, and we'll be like, well, this is it because I heard it from the wise elder and they know what they're talking about, so I'm going to just roll with it. And that's how we can sometimes get confused and misled on some things. So, yeah. But, why they do us like that? I don't know. That's another discussion for another day, man. Much love to you. Keep shining. Study the information. Follow Noble Drew Ali's teachings and guidance. And most importantly, man, you got to love instead of hate. Love is the key to this whole thing. If you ain't got love in your heart, nothing else of this is gonna make sense. All right, much love to you. Keep shining.